Hi everyone, my name is Ari. I'm Dutch. Я не русский, I'm not Russian. And I've been learning Russian for the last 5 years. And in this video, I want to talk about kind of my daily regimen of how at the moment I'm improving my Russian every single day, which is kind of look for intermediate advanced level. So if you're a beginner, you probably better watch some other videos on the channel. But if you've already spent a couple of years learning Russian, then this will probably give you some inspiration, some advice, what you can do to improve your Russian. Something very important about this, because I remember 2 years ago when I was starting to become intermediate, I did a lot of beginner courses, had already done a lot of them, and I figured that if I just do more beginner courses, I'm not really going to learn a lot extra. And for Russian, there aren't too much intermediate courses. Like at a certain point, if you know a couple thousand words and you can read some Russian books, you understand most series, then there aren't really any courses anymore, and you need to get a little creative on how you improve your Russian. So let's just get started. What I do most of the days чтобы улучшить мой русский, to improve my Russian. All right, so the first thing that I really like doing is listening to audiobooks in Russian. Why specifically audiobooks in Russian? The reason for that is because there are many, most of the time these books are actually, I'm mostly listening to originally English books that have been translated to Russian. Most of the time these are these popular sci-fi books, like these popular bestsellers that you see in the airport at the stands, that are about something, how do you say, like something scientific a little bit, but written for the main public. And because they're so popular, they often have good translations in Russian that are by a person with a good voice, that also don't literally translate everything, but they put a lot of effort into making sure that the text is very coherent and understandable. And how I do that is, most of the time, if I walk to the supermarket, we have a supermarket close nearby, so I just walk there once every 2 days, or otherwise I just take a walk during lunch most of the time, and I just put in, I take my phone with me with the audiobook, and I just start listening to it. And this is such a great practice, because it teaches, like listening to audiobooks, at the same time it teaches you very well to understand Russian, spoken Russian. At the same time, it's fun to listen to. So especially if you take a book that you find interesting, it's going to become way easier. Like, you want to know how the book unfolds. What are they going to talk about? Which is new stuff you're going to learn. So that way, you're being pulled towards practicing every single day, which is one of the cornerstones to speaking Russian well. All right, so that's everything about audiobooks. The second thing I do most of the day is watch Russian series. The reason for this is because, well, especially now it's becoming winter, so the days are becoming shorter, and you just spend a lot of time at home, or especially with the entire quarantine, you spend a lot of time at home. So many people, like basically 9 out of 10 people, they watch series on Netflix, or at least here in Holland. Many people do that. If they're not watching on Netflix, they're watching something else. So chances are very high that you are already watching some type of series. So why kind of waste that time watching series in your native language if you can also watch series in Russian? Now, some people may say that, oh, the quality of English series is better, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. All series are made, a lot of series are done pretty well, or done very well. And at the same time, you spend, you relax, especially if your level is already intermediate, you relax while watching the series. And at the same time, you improve your understanding of spoken Russian a lot. And you also improve your vocabulary. That's because by listening to a lot of correct Russian, you understand a lot of new words by context. And if at a certain point in a series there is a specific instant of one word that's been said 5 times, you have no clue what it means, even through the context, you cannot understand it. Just take your phone, look up the word, and then you learned it. Especially since they probably will say it again, you will have more context to relate this word to, and boom, you improve your vocabulary passively, which is a great thing. Some series that we're watching at the moment are the series Kuchnia, for example. There are also some series on Netflix, for example, Trotsky, which was very cool to watch. And in general, the YouTube channel Star Media has a lot of series. If you're just intermediate and cannot completely understand series without any subtitles, just add Russian subtitles. That way you can see what they're saying, and you can also hear what they're saying, which will allow you on like 2 levels to understand what they're saying. If you're more of a beginner, then just put English subtitles. Just listening to correct Russian while watching series is already a great practice to improve your understanding of spoken Russian. The third thing I like to do most of the days is to use some type of app to improve my vocabulary. That's because, I don't know, if you go really check at how much words there are in the Russian language, you probably get to, I don't know, more than 100,000. Now, obviously, most of them are not being used. And if you just know 1 to 5,000 words in Russian, you will already do great with conversations. But still, it's a good thing to learn a couple new words every day just to improve your vocabulary, because 5 words per day, if you do that throughout the year, that's over 1,800 new words in a year. And especially if you already don't spend too much time on learning Russian, you just kind of want to, slowly improve, this is huge. Like, you increase your vocabulary hugely. The app that I use for this is called Anki-Droid. Anki-Droid, Anki, it has several different names. And at the moment, I'm mainly reinforcing my basic vocabulary that I already use, that I most already know by using a specific DAG for the 3,000 most common words in Russian. I like to spend a couple minutes every day doing that, like 5 new words and 20 repetitions, something like that. All right, so the fourth thing that I like to do that kind of came into my life to improve my Russian is to make YouTube videos in Russian. Now, not everyone can be doing this, but the main principle behind it, talking to yourself, having a monologue to improve a foreign language, stays the same. It's just that I can use it for YouTube. Since most of my videos on YouTube are pretty much not edited, and I like to improve the skill of being able to have to give a talk, to say stuff correctly the first time, which is the same thing that I'm practicing now at the moment in English. For that, most of my videos, like the first time, if I make them in Russian, you probably know my channel already if you're watching this, it's called Ari Говорит по-русски. And most of the videos, if I just shoot them the first time, they're very much like, boom, they go all over the place, and it's not a complete coherent set of information. That's because Russian is not my native language, and sometimes it's just very difficult. So what I like to do is shoot one instance of the video every single day. So if I do a video at the moment once every 2 weeks, so if I just, in the 2 weeks leading up to that video, I shoot around, let's say, 5 to 10 times the video every day for 5 to 15 minutes, depending on how long the video is. And this just allows me to improve my speech a lot. If you don't have a YouTube channel where you practice Russian, then one thing you can do is to do exactly the same thing, but use it as just record yourself in audio. This already helps a lot. It forces yourself to actually apply what you know. And maybe if you have a Russian person that you know around you, and you're on a good terms with them, like you're good friends, you can even send them the WhatsApp recording of this audio, once in a while, to ask them for feedback. Okay, so talking to yourself is really a very underappreciated way to improve your spoken Russian. Many people say, oh, I don't know any Russian people. How do I improve? How do I practice my speaking? Well, just talk to yourself, just record yourself trying to speak something in Russian. And the fifth thing I like to do every single day is to read a little bit of a book before sleep, a Russian book, of course. I really like this because I just have a Russian book at the moment. It's 12 Stulyev. It's the Russian literature. There's also a movie made from this. And I just have it on my night table, on my tumbuchka. And before sleep, I just take the book. I aim to read one page. The pages are not that long, and depending if I have a lot of energy before falling asleep, it takes away this sort of mental energy that allows me to sleep well. So sometimes I read more pages, sometimes just one. And this is a very great way to very slowly go through books. If you read 1 to 3 or 1 to 10 pages every single day, it takes you a long time, but at the same time you're practicing every day, and it just has the benefit of teaching you some new words as well through context. Plus, if you're at the point where you can read Russian literature without needing to spend too much brain power, it's also nice to sort of relax. I say sort of relax because it's still Russian literature. All right, so those are the things that I like to do most of the days to improve my Russian at the moment. I hope you learned something. If you're more of a beginner and still watching this, then don't really do all those things because they require some sort of a beginner, they require an intermediate level, otherwise you're not going to understand books or series, or you don't have enough practice to be talking to yourself, talking with yourself. So it's better to go to my site, learntherussianlanguage.com, where I give you like a beginner email course on how to actually apply all these things. All right, that was it. Wish you a great day и всего хорошего. Пока.